Are you ready to get the hydrofacial glow? Loved in 87 countries across the world. It's not a facial, it's a hydrofacial. Now available across the UK. Visit hydrofacial.co.uk to find your nearest location.
But honestly, Sherry, if you'd have seen yourself as I did, just in that dress, you would have had exactly the same thoughts.
Hysterical. I should kind of maybe tell you about something else that's happened to Mr. Barton.
Oh, go on,
please. Bated breath.
You're pregnant.
Hi.
Darlings, it's so lovely to see you, but I'm panicking because I've just put this outfit on. And my knicker, you know that you see that knicker line, and so I tried a song on, and it was so uncomfortable. I hate songs. I hate them. I don't even know if I had one. I didn't even know I had one in my wardrobe. Anyway, I've decided, darling, commando is the only way.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh
dear God.
Yes.
You won't be getting any yeast infections with a bit of draft going on down there.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what you need.
True.
Yeah.
See? Commando
Darling,
without
I'm sorry, I'm going to just, if one has a cotton gusset, then the yeast infections don't happen. But a thong, Dee, what were you thinking? Up the crack? No, thank you.
Oh,
Can we bring in our guest, please?
Yes, certainly.
Conversation.
Yes, otherwise it will go very low.
Yeah,
anyway,
it couldn't get lower.
Lulu.
Couldn't get lower, darling. Lolo, guest in.
Well, today we have the amazing, the gorgeous, beautiful Anthea Turner.
Hello, Anthea, you're in your gym clothes, darling. Have you just come from the gym?
No, I haven't come from the gym, and I might not even get to the gym. But the thing is, Mrs. Thatcher said 50% of the job is looking the part.
Absolutely.
So I know she said some other things as well that might not be quite as positive as that, but I've always taken that one and I've loved it. And it does, and I relate that to, well, come on, we're all performers. We go out and do a job, and we know that if we've got the right shoes on, or the right outfit, or the right hair, or the right whatever it is, we're halfway there.
But I just want to double check with you. You are not going to or have been at the gym.
Well, no, this is the thing. I might, but the fact that I've got the clothes on makes me
enough. The intention.
It's over the bridge, it's over there. So I can't say, oh, it takes me such a long time to get there. But the fact that's my dog making a weird noise.
Are you sure it's not wind?
No, you're not coming up. But gosh, why is he doing that so?
It's wind.
You're
It's pretending it's a dog and it's wind.
Oh, how lovely that your doggy.
So anyway, he's been out.
Your windy doggy.
Thank you.
But so I feel that by wearing the outfit, that I have an intention.
Absolutely, you're on your way.
Excellent.
And also because I think we've discussed before, and I know anybody who has trod the boards knows about the Alexander technique.
Yes.
I think I move better if I'm wearing gym gear. Everyday movements as well as you possibly can correctly. You don't actually need to go to the gym quite as often. I'm sitting up.
That's your story and you're sticking to it, darling.
No, have you talked to your therapist about this? Because we need some clarity.
My therapist talks to me about it.
You've just moved house, haven't you? Or recently moved?
Well, I don't know if recently moved. No, I think, it's always this slow progression, isn't it? Lockdown, we were in that situation that lots of people found themselves in. We've got sort of like, I have my apartment, and then Mark's got a house, and what do we do? Do we carry on sort of seeing each other, or just move in together and have done with it? So we did.
Of course. That makes complete sense.
And basically never moved out.
Excellent. This is what we like to hear.
Just checking, do you have spare rooms? Because we're all happy to move in with you, just saying.
I have actually got a very nice spare room. If anybody wants to come and stay. Absolutely. I've got a view. very nice spare room, and my goodness me, do I look after you when you stay here. I don't want you staying for long, so what is it they say? Fish are like friends, they go off after 3 days.
Yes. That's about the limit, isn't it?
3 days.
You know, Anthea, we were talking about people moving back into cities, weren't we?
You and I were, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I had this conversation with a really good friend of mine. She's a recruitment agent, and she's top of her tree, and she lives out in the country in what you would think is the idyllic life. And she said, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell my country house. And I know a lot of us always think, wouldn't it be lovely, especially us city dwellers, you know, the elixir of life is out there, you know, pottering around the garden and and how lovely. She said, absolutely the opposite. She said, as I get older, I want to be able to walk everywhere. I don't want to have to worry about the hedge trimmer or, you know, gardening. And as I get older, that's what I want. And I've suddenly started to see city living in a whole new life. Probably as I've got older, because I've seen that I've got an amazing hospital up the road. You know, my dentist is down there. Everything I need in my life is just here. And then I read this article in the Telegraph, and it was about happiness. You know, where are the perfect places to be happy? And the perfect places to be happy, it came down to, and it was all done by some estate agent, was actually places where all your amenities are accessible by foot. So I have now started to look at city living in a whole new light, also because of getting a little bit older as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the only hedge trimmer I've needed is for something else, obviously, and Dee knows about it. I absolutely don't have grounds, gardens. Somebody said to me, as you get older, travel light. And I thought that was a brilliant thing. I don't need rooms. I just need, when we go on tour, what do we take with us? A suitcase.
You don't need anything.
I don't need anything else. And the idea that one has to have this, that we're defined by that. As you so rightly said, Anthea, you go outside the door and you've got everything, wherever you are. That's where I want to be. And I've always been a city dweller. I've never needed the estate in the country. Well, no one's ever offered me one, actually. A bit bitter, but... I want to be in the centre of town where there's noise, where there's people, where there's diversity, where there's creativity.
You could actually just downsize a small house in the country and move in, which a lot of people are doing when their kids go off and get married or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having the opposite thought. So I've got a little flat in Shoreditch, and I'm now thinking of moving back up north, and that is because I feel quite isolated and quite put off in the big city. As a wheelchair user, I take your point. You know, like, say you've got potentially your GP on your doorstep and X, Y, and Z. But a lot of the buildings in London aren't accessible for wheelchairs.
True.
I understand that it's nice that I can go around the corner. I've got an everyman cinema and I can do things like that. But actually, a lot of the things that I want to maintain autonomy and independence aren't actually accessible. Public transport isn't actually accessible. So yes, I would have to get a car when I move back to Lancashire. But, you know, I'm paying a premium because taxis are so expensive. I totally appreciate what you're saying, and it is nice to have that smaller space. But for me, as my mobility decreases, you know, I've now got a power wheelchair and a manual wheelchair in a small flat is a nightmare. I nearly took my fridge door off the other day because my power chair got caught onto it.
No.
It made this horrible sound. For me, I want a bigger space. I can have all my wheelchairs and I can have all my reasonable adjustments and my own little garden, so that I don't have to think about, is that shop going to be accessible? Is that going to be?
Yes.
Well, it's really, really interesting. But I appreciate exactly what you're saying there too.
Sadly, what people have stopped builders, because they don't make as much money out of it, is one level living, which is bungalows.
Yeah.
But I like my mum and dad, because my sister had spina bifida. So the reason we have this bungalow up in Stoke-on-Trent, it was actually designed for her and a wheelchair, and so that she would be able to have a good life in it and an easy life in it when mum and dad, obviously, because they would expect to say goodbye to this world before her, and also in a village where there was a shop, a post office, absolutely everything. And those communities, that's what sadly we are losing.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult to find a good bungalow, because I tried for my mum and dad.
Yeah, you can't. They don't build them anymore, do they?
And
That's why.
they're a premium, and unfortunately, they're notorious for having older residents who maybe let it go slightly dilapidated. I went to see a mortgage broker the other day, practically got laughed out because I needed a bungalow. B, I'm a freelancer. And I go, what do you do for a living? Oh, I sometimes go on television now and again. And I'm single, I'm disabled. And they were like, can you get some more money from somewhere? I'm like, are you suggesting prostitution? Because I'm not too sure how I feel about that. But bungalows are bloody expensive.
They are.
I'm coming to meet with you, Anthea. Just saying.
Come here then. We can get a stair lifted.
Perfect.
There you go.
Sorted.
No, Anthea, I'm much more interested in you and Arj, because I watched that clip. I mean, seriously, it was the funniest thing from beginning to the very, very end, when the boys lifted you up. I mean, seriously, it must have been a lot longer than it was on television.
Well, it was. Although I thought I was obviously on my age limit throughout. However, by the time we got to the very end, I was thinking whatever happened to baby Jane was coming into my mind, especially when they put me in that horrific outfit that plainly didn't fit me anywhere. So it was like watching Doctor Who from behind the sofa.
My God.
But honestly, what a laugh. What a laugh.
Oh, it was.
Just hilarious. And there's, that lift isn't a difficult lift, but you do need that the man needs to be able to grab you, not on your waist, but just on your hips.
Yeah.
And push. But obviously.
And Arj lost, how much has he lost? 6-7 stone?
He couldn't bend down to tie his shoelaces. He was bad. He was getting to the top of the stairs and huffing and puffing. So he had, and he has a gastric band now. What's a revelation really is he's talking so openly about it. And I know, we say, well, people who are on those sort of programs, that's what they do in their life. They talk about everything. But he's working with organizations just to help people and to encourage people. And
that's brilliant.
On how to deal with these things.
Oh, that's nice. So this show is called The Real Dirty Dancing, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what I think? They were on the format. If anybody hasn't seen it, I mean, it's on E4. You can watch it on Catch Up.
Very funny.
And I think Keith Lemon makes it work.
Yeah,
he's hilarious, and Ashley is fantastic as well. And I mean, she is just. However, so really, you disassemble the Dirty Dancing, and we all play the parts, and we act things out, and we dance things. And it's not one of those reality programs it is a competition, but it's not a competition. Nobody gets sent out. Nobody feels disgraced. Nobody, we just all get on with it, and we all love it. Someone obviously is going to end up Baby and Johnny, and the audience chose the right people. Most definitely. but we'd all had great fun getting to that. But honestly, Sherry, if you'd have seen yourself as I did, just in that dress, you would have had exactly the same thoughts. Hysterical, and not very good.
What's coming up for you next, darling?
A little bit like Samantha, because you touched on something when you went to get a mortgage. I don't know what's coming up next, but something always does.
Yeah.
I really do. But we all somehow, and I've not had a proper job, Samantha, since I was 26. And I'm 62 this year. And I tell you, I've never not worked.
Yeah.
Something turns up, and really to get through to these pea brains and people who the computer says no, because they look at you, so you don't fit into any algorithm.
Anything.
Exactly.
So the only thing they can say is no. And it happens with insurance, because you're in the entertainment business. All of a sudden, your car insurance goes up, and then for some reason, at 59, I was still in the entertainment business, but suddenly, as soon as I got to 60, my insurance went down, because that birthday meant I was a responsible person.
There you go.
My
There you go.
Tumbling down.
Who knew?
Darling, I'll tell you, we also chatted about health and how we all think about our health now as we're getting older and look after ourselves, and which of course we spoke about your lovely book last time, and it's a great book to dip in and out of, I have to say.
Oh, thank you very much.
For those bullet points.
This is the thing, and I know because we're running out of time. All of a sudden, all these thoughts that have never entered my head really before, somewhere when you flick over 60, you start thinking about your health.
Yeah, always.
And I have never in my life worried or thought about my health to the degree that I have now.
Yeah, me too.
I've worked at, you work out how long you think you've got to be sort of capable. You were reasonably able. And then you start realizing it's the most important thing. That's the most important thing.
It is the only thing we have.
Yeah.
It truly is. And it isn't, you're right, going back to a pile of bricks.
Yeah.
The bricks. It doesn't matter how many bricks you've got, as long as you've got something over your head, and we're not getting
absolutely. Yeah.
And Sam, presumably, you've been thinking about your health for many moons in a way that we haven't.
Yeah. Well, a little bit, but haven't you thought, just before we all go away, I have also never felt, and probably because of what's happening in Ukraine, so flipping grateful.
Yes,
absolutely.
For what we have. Yeah, I know.
That is important.
It's made us all, and looking around thinking, if I had to leave today, if they were coming into London, what would I take with me? What do I stick? You see people with those.
Yes.
What have they got?
I know.
And
I thought that yesterday.
Holding a child.
Yeah. Holding their babies tight. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, our freedom. I cannot tell you how grateful I am.
Yeah, me too.
And that's a beautiful thing. Anthea, thank you for saying that.
Thank you, Anthea.
And darling, it's so lovely to see you. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Oh,
come back soon.
Bye, darling.
Love that.
Love you.
You look great. I love that. All right then.
Bye. Oh, she's lovely, isn't she?
I've got so one of my close friends is Nicky Johnson, the photographer, and he always has nice things to say about her. So yeah. So it's
nice thing, Sam, because you will have thought about your health in a way that we haven't.
Yeah,
for many years.
But I think it's different because in a weird way, I don't wake up thinking, oh my God, I'm going to fracture today. So even I can become quite complacent. However, I do have a very good connection with my body, and I have a conversation with my body, and I allow myself to grieve when things, when I see things change dramatically, even so I have I don't always agree with my body. I don't always like my body, but I definitely have a lot of appreciation for what it can do.
I think what lovely is you have a connection that we don't have, and you have an awareness and a process, and you say you don't take care of it, but as you say, you're connected in a way that we aren't, and I think it's amazing. And you talk about it so freely, and again, that is so important. To say those things, because that's the clarity and that's the reality.
Absolutely. There's somebody we haven't seen for a very long time who we've really missed, and it's our wonderful resident hairdresser and honorary Wonderbird, Andrew Barton.
There you are,
looking gorgeous.
Yay!
Where have you been?
And you've been on holiday since we last saw you, haven't you?
I have. I've had a little birthday treat holiday. Yes, it's my birthday this week.
Darling, what are you? 21? Is it 21?
25 and a little bit more, I think.
Just check.
Just a little bit.
What have you been up to? Have you got secrets?
I have. I've been working with a very dear old friend of mine, who you would all know, Nikki Hambleton Jones, who presented 10 Years Younger with me on Channel 4.
Yes.
So we are working on a very secret undercover mission
Oh,
that will be coming to screens soon. So super excited about that. And actually, now that I'm back in the nest, perhaps Nikki could join me one day and we could do a little kind of advice.
Yes, okay. Yes, well, you know, I did it with you both, didn't I?
Yes, yeah, you did actually, Sherry. Yes, you did. That's why
10
you
years
got
younger.
30. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Dee, you've had a haircut, haven't you?
I have, darling. I have. The thing is, darling, yes, it was local because, of course, otherwise I'd come to you. But yes, I think I was very happy with the length. So let's put it that way.
what are you talking about, Dee? It sounds very suspicious. You're happy with what length? Sorry. Taking it to a whole new level.
Size doesn't matter, darling.
Barty, look at beautiful Sam and her beautiful locks.
No, look at it flowing, Rapunzel.
No, do you know what? I used to have really super thick hair, and then I think the bleach took over. But I like the fact, and I shouldn't wish it away. I like the fact how much more manageable it is now because it's like half the way. I was one of them kids that used to have a fringe like that, you know, like when the hairdressers were like, I know what to do. We'll put in a massive fringe, and that will sort her hair out. So I was one of them.
And put it really short so that it lasts.
Yeah, because I remember I've got a picture of myself, Barty, doing at the age of 8, doing a cheese commercial, cheddar cheese, Kraft cheese, and whoever it was, I remember cutting my hair. The fringe was up here, but it was it went like that. It was completely lopsided.
I think we've all got a horror fringe story to tell, haven't we?
We have, haven't we?
Yes.
So what other exciting news have you got, Barty Boo?
Well, what other exciting news? So my salon, Headmasters in Mayfair, thankfully we're recovering and everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
After all the lockdowns and the offices being closed. So that's great. And Headmasters this year, really exciting time for us. We're celebrating being 40. It's our 40th anniversary.
Wow.
Years ago, 2 women started a tiny little salon called Headmasters in Wimbledon Village. And now we employ about 1,000 people with 54 salons. So super exciting year for us. But more exciting than that, I should kind of maybe tell you about something else that's happened to Mr. Barton.
Oh, go on,
please. Bated breath.
You're pregnant.
That would be a miracle, wouldn't it? Of many.
Yes.
Yes. No, it's hot news. It's about to be launched into the industry tomorrow. I've been named Patron of Honour for the Hair and Barber Council.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it's the oldest official body in the hairdressing industry.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations.
Only ever been given to 2 hairdressers before, Vidal Sassoon and Joshua Galvin.
Oh, darling.
My goodness.
Yeah,
Very proud. You're very proud.
Mum would be ever so proud. And it's we work with government because one of the things that happens for the hairdressing industry, hey, you probably don't know this, but there's no such thing as registration or regulation.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Anybody can practice the service of hairdressing without being qualified, registered or regulated.
So
Okay,
anybody can call themselves a hairdresser.
Yes, that's what we're going to do. So, okay, girls, we've got the Wonderbirds hairdresser starting Monday, just so you know.
Wow.
Well,
At your place.
Sherry's had lots of experiences in the past about trying to be a hairdresser. With
I know.
I have. I've been
We all
obsessed.
have, darling.
I used to colour my dad's hair. He was white at the time. I just used to do the back of it, and it used to go green. And he loved me so much he didn't care. And then I tried to dye. This is not very nice. I'm sorry. My Westie's hair, because it was so white, I thought I'd put a little bit of colour in it. But a Westie hasn't got hair. They've only got like, it's not real hair, and it didn't work. So I have tried on everybody. Let me do it.
That's terrible.
You can use tomato sauce to get rid of the greenness. I now know that.
No.
So I was in Mexico and I went in the pool and I took a photo looking glamorous, and someone said, "Have you dyed your hair green?" And because of the sunshine, I couldn't see. I went inside and all the bottom of my hair had turned green from the swimming pool.
No.
So I got ketchup and I washed my hair for about 4 hours in tomato ketchup and all sorts, and it eventually took it all out. So technically, I am a hairdresser. Did I know how to do it?
And exactly what
Have
you
you
said.
got bottles of tomato sauce in your salon then?
Exactly what I've just said. It's important that our industry gets regulated and registered. So you're not a challenge to kind of society in general.
Darling,
Is it the vinegar in those ketchup or something that takes it out?
It
Yeah.
is.
Oh, is it?
It is, it is. And also, this is not a nice one either, but sometimes when people kind of colour their hair, they get a little stain on their skin.
Mm.
Yeah.
Guess what brings that out?
Oh, don't what?
Uh-oh.
Cigarette ash.
really?
You run a little bit of cigarette ash on it and it comes out away from the skin.
Well, I thought you were going to
Gosh.
say something even worse
Yeah,
than that.
Yes,
but
I did
won't
too.
go
I was
into it.
braced.
I was
Yes,
braced.
what a few.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
different kind of
listen,
liquid altogether. I was prepared for, but that's
Absolutely.
talking
Darling.
about bracing, I think the viewers should brace themselves for this as well.
yes.
Right?
Because it's springtime and because I'm feeling generous now that I'm the new patron of honour for the head.
Oh, yes, of course, darling.
Of course,
Do we have to curtsy now?
I'm going to get a nice swimming badge to wear with it to the title as well. So for the lovely Wonderbirds viewers, because it's springtime and it's time to freshen up themselves and their locks, I'm going to do a competition.
Ooh!
Someone to win a hair makeover with me at my salon in Mayfair.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Oh, wow.
Thank you
Today,
so
and it'll
much.
be over everywhere.
we
All
will.
the news. We're going to practice curtsying for you, obviously, now. So we have to do a special curtsy. Sherry, get the dye. Sam, get the ketchup. And Dee and I will just be on the reception area.
Ground.
So we're good to go. Thank
Yeah,
you,
you're
Barty.
receptionists. Yeah.
We are, yeah.
Hold
The
the
tea
train-
girls. The tea girls.
hold the train as you walk.
Yes,
behind.
dear.
Yes.
It's just
yes.
beginning.
Oh, how
Thank you so much.
exciting.
Darling, I've got two questions. Some
Okay.
viewers just sent you a couple of questions, if I may.
Lovely.
Alex Sheeran, who is we know quite well, was one of our viewers. So if she said her hair is very dry and dehydrated, can you recommend anything? Because conditioners aren't working for her.
Yeah, I mean, a conditioner will work, but what she needs to avoid is anything that's too heavy because that's going to weigh down her hair. So something lightweight. I think you girls have heard me talk before. We have showcased a brand called Nioxin,
Yeah.
which is absolutely amazing in
Perfect.
conditioning without weighing the hair down.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think she'd
Thank
work
you.
well with that. Yeah.
Great. And then Patricia says she's got dry scalp and oily hair.
Ah, okay. Now that does happen. And within Kerastase, there is a shampoo called Bain de Volante.
Ah,
Sounds posh, doesn't it?
very posh.
That was my French accent, by the way.
Oh.
French accent.
What was that?
Impressive.
Fabulous, Barty. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Barty.
It looks after those kind of hair types that are a kind of combination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you,
And-
darling.
Oh,
An
Thank you,
inspiration
darling.
as always,
Oh,
Always.
including suspicious liquids, but we'll leave it there. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Little bottles of suspicious liquid all over
Right.
Andrew.
And lots of cigarette ash, darling.
Yes.
Yeah, got to get a fag on, and then you're off.
Right, that's right, isn't it?
oh my goodness.
All right,
thank you.
darling.
I've missed
Ta-ra.
you so much.
See you soon, darling.
Bye.
Bye.
So we've got to start smoking, and
Yes.
we've got to get to the grocery store to get the ketchup. That's all we need to know.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
a must.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And learn to curtsy.
Yes, or bow in Sam's
Oh,
case.
what a great accolade for him, though, isn't it?
I know.
Isn't it?
Only the third hairdresser to
Only.
get that. To be
That is
paid.
amazing. That's really impressive.
Wonderful, well deserved. Okay, so I'm off for a dirty
All right.
weekend.
What?
Ooh.
Oh no, just
Explain
rubbing
yourself.
my kitchen floor.
Oh.
I was hopeful for you there, darling.
I was going to say, tell us more, tell us more.
I know. I thought the bifolders might have been opening, but no.
I know,
Anyway,
I
happy
don't
days.
know how to do it. My blinds are shut.
So, very upsetting.
We'll
Never mind.
see.
It's always time.
See you Tuesday.
Thank you,
All right
Sam.
then.
You are sensational as always.
Bye.